Hello, thank you for joining me. Whoa. This is going to be another Evil Dead video. Where I stand on the whole crossover topic is within the Evil Dead universe, there's unlimited potential of Necronomicon content to tap into. So I feel like there was never really a need for crossover content, but if there is to be crossover content, I figured I might as well do a video. My thing is, I think we just need a few more gameplay loops, like with cars and demons, different types of demons, different styles of playing, maybe different maps. We just need more content. I feel like it doesn't need to be other things, but I digress. So this video is going to be talking about characters I feel like might work within the IP. That's going to be the video. We'll just see how it goes. I'm just going to try and... This first character is going to be from a movie called Dead Alive. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but you can just go ahead and search the movie Dead Alive, and I'm sure if you want to know his name, you can figure it out. He's the main character in the movie. I believe it's called Brain Dead in some countries. And yeah, I just think he'd be a good fit. On to the next one. Alright, here's another character. I can't remember all these names off the top of my head. I probably should have notes for this, but you're just gonna have to deal. This character is from a movie called Big Trouble in Little China. He has a bit of similarities to our main character in Evil Dead. I just feel like he'd be a good fit. I do feel like the movie's popular enough that it might bring in some people. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? That actually brings me to my next character. It's debatable, but the character McGreedy from The Thing would also be cool. I don't know. I just think he's a cool character, I guess. So I don't know how much he would actually fit with Evil Dead, but I think he's a cool guy. So yeah, that's my reason. I also think that They Live is a pretty popular sci-fi horror, so it has potential to bring some people in. This is from a comedy horror, Chuck and Dale Do Evil or Versus Evil. It's these two rednecks that are kind of misunderstood, and a bunch of college campers from the city perceive them as killers and go around like killing themselves, basically. It's a pretty funny movie. It's got some good moments in it, and it's very much you could take these characters, throw them in the Evil Dead universe, and it would just work. It's got a lot of similar themes, let's just say that. It's just a good movie. Once again, if you haven't seen this movie, you should probably check it out. For this character, it's hard to say if it's actually classifies as crossover content. This is from an episode of Creepshow on Shudder. They basically made a version of Bob Ross. I think to have Bob Ross in the Evil Dead universe, you have potential for comedy and one-liners. Not only might it attract some people, some fans of Bob Ross. More than that, I think he could potentially have the funniest one-liners in the game. The contrast between something Bob Ross would be describing whilst in the Evil Dead universe hacking Deadites. The contrast there would create comedy all around, and I feel like a lot of people would pick that character very often, assuming the stuff he says is just hilarious, right? Because it's in a Creepshow episode, it's kind of debatable whether it's crossover content or not. Yeah, that'll keep people playing the game if they're just laughing every time they use him, right? This is from a more recent movie, this Bloody Hell movie. And once again, I can't think of the character's name off the top of my head, but I saw it recently and it had a few scenes that felt Evil Deadish. The character, he talks to himself in the movie, and he's kind of a fun character. I feel like he would be a good fit for this one. Is not actually an idea I came up with. This is a friend of mine. His YouTube handle is Old Head Gaming, and I actually think it's one of the best crossover ideas in terms of crossovers, which I'm generally against. His name's Reggie. He's from the Phantasm franchise, and I feel like he would be just a good fit. This next one is from another John Carpenter movie, in this movie called They Live. These two characters, you could also take them out of that world and toss them into the Evil Dead world. I feel like they would kind of fit. Both of them, their weapon proficiency would be their fists, just because there's a very long drawn out fist fight between them. The guy on the left is a bit of a pessimist, so he could have like pessimistic lines, and then the guy on the right is a bit of an optimist, at least in the beginning. So he does have one line I really like where he's like, you gotta have a little more faith in life. Yeah, they're both characters I just really enjoy. I'm not sure if you've seen this. John dies at the end, These two characters, the idea is they go on these wacky adventures, crossover potential that wouldn't necessarily be jarring. Most of my ideas, they tend to be survivors because, you know, bringing in demons from other franchises, I feel like, is a bit more risky, at least for me. Maybe I'm wrong. Going off that, you could have like a bundle, and if you were to do a crossover demon, I don't know if it's necessarily considered a demon, but it takes all the frozen meats and kind of like manifests itself using frozen meats from the freezer, and this is basically the end result you get. He's got like sausages for fingers, a turkey for a head, etc. So kind of a funny, silly demon you would have. I don't know what his abilities would be. He is able to manifest and change like doorknobs into like different body parts, so he almost has like psychic powers of manifestation. But yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do crossover, this is maybe a bundle you could have, and I don't know, that's debatable. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead and let me have it in the comments. I don't mind. Last but not least, there's this guy from a movie called The Void. This, once again, is just an amazing, phenomenal, it's, in my opinion, it's one of the best horror movies made in the past 10 years. I would really love to see this character in the game because he's one of the coolest characters in that movie, I think. Very well paced, and it's very fun. It's got some Lovecraftian vibes in it. Not only this character, but I think you could do a bundle here. This would be the other survivor. He's one of the main characters. I like the actor. He's like a country, a small town kind of cop. I don't think he'd be like Amanda. I don't think his lines would really have a lot to do with him being a police officer. So you could kind of have some variation there, more of a personality. No offense to Amanda, I love that character too. But yeah, he's a good addition, him and the other guy. This guy here, when we're going with the Void, basically, the Void is like they're opening these kind of gateways or portals to kind of like a hellscape. Not necessarily hell, more like, you know, the Void. But I also feel like it's got a lot of similarities to the Evil Dead and H.P. Lovecraft stories, whereas the Evil Dead, the Book of the Dead, covers demons and deadites from their own take on hell. The Void is almost like its own dimension, similar to hell. I don't know, I just feel like the two IPs could exist under the same umbrella without necessarily interfering with each other. That's my kind of justification. This guy in the middle, he's kind of like the boss. They're more like nihilistic and indifferent to life as opposed to demons who like get pleasure from torturing humans and stuff. Yeah, I feel like they would just go good together. They have like a Lovecraftian, deformed, kind of mutant looking creatures. Kind of like in The Thing. When the Thing infects people, it can kind of change its shape and become like a Lovecraftian creature. What your basics would look like. They're kind of like cult members, and I think they look really cool. It's a really cool design. Their weapons, they would actually wield little daggers, because in the movie they all seem to have these little knives or daggers, ritualistic kind of knives, you know. It would be really cool to see these guys in the game, have the boss have its own demon class, maybe like a nihilistic kind of take. These cult members are really interesting. They have kind of a supernatural vibe to them. Of course, the hell or the void they come from is, I do consider it different. You could consider it completely different than the hell the Necronomicon is based off of. This one's got more of an otherworldly kind of vibe to it, and that's what I like about it. It's very Lovecraftian, like I've said. Alright, so those are gonna be a few of my crossover recommendations, just to show you guys I'm not completely against crossovers. I do think that there are certain IPs or franchises out there that would mesh well with the universe and kind of expand the lore a bit. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like any of my ideas, please feel free to share them around, try to get them out there. Especially for the Void, I really would be okay with that crossover. If you disagree with any of my ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments. Maybe give me some reasons why so I understand. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up on the video. If you didn't like the video, feel free to give me a thumbs down if you want to. Alright, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching.